What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream from Scalar Learning. And today we are continuing with the SAT subject test. And in particular, we are doing SAT subject test number 2 from Mathematics Level 1. All right, so let's get into it. Now, if you're new to this, first of all, the subject test, it's a second test. It's not the main SAT, and it's just math. There's level 1 and level 2. I've done all the level 2. These are the level 1, so it's not as far advanced in terms of the mathematic concepts tested. And there's 60 minutes, 50 questions. I'm going to do it live. I haven't seen the test before. I haven't looked at it, so I'm taking it in real time for the first time, so it's an authentic test-taking experience if you're new to the channel. If you're not new to the channel, you know the deal. You know how I roll. And that's it. So we're going to take it authentically. I'm going to grade it at the end, and then at the very end, I will answer questions if there are any. I got the timer set to 60 minutes. I got a calculator queued up right here. Ready, set, begin. Okay. What is the value of x squared? So we're going to plug, or x, so let's plug in 15 for x squared, right? So we got x cubed plus 15 equals 23. Subtract 15 from both sides. X cubed equals 8. Cube root, x, of course, equals 2. Next. Folder contains 23 sheets of paper, 3 blue, 5 yellow, 6 red, 9 white. If she is selected from the folder red, most probably the sheet is blue or white. So we take blue and white, which is 3 plus 9 out of the total 23. So it's 12 out of 23. That or we're always adding, right? And we're multiplying. It'd be like 3 23rds times 9 23rds. Well, that's actually can't do it in this case with one draw, but anyways. Next, if A is that, B is that, if X does A equal B, set these two equal to each other. That's it. They want to know when A and B are equal. Well, set them equal to each other. Multiply both sides by 2. X plus 3 equals 2x minus 12, right? Hitting that and that by 2. Subtract x from both sides. 3 equals x minus 12. Add 12 to both sides. X equals 15. Boom. Plug it in just to double check. 18 over 2 is 9. 15 minus 6 is 9. Boom. The graph in the figure above is the set of all x such that its x is less than 1, greater than or equal to 3, because that open circle means less than, not less than or equal to, and that greater than or equal to is filled in. So let's see if we can find it. X is no. It's an or, of course, so these are out, right? X is less than 1 or x is greater than or equal to 3. I actually shouldn't have made it compound like that when it's or. But x is less than 1. Yep. Okay, next. A physics class launched projectile from roof, blah, 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 blah. How many meters above the ground was the projectile 2 seconds after it was launched? Just plug in 2 for this. So we could use a calculator, which I will. So 2 squared is 4 times 4.9. 4.9 times 4. And that's times -1. So it's negative. Whatever. It's times -4.9. And then plus 12 times 2, which is 24, and 10 is 34. So plus 34 is 14.4. What is the slope of the line xy plane blank? Okay, put in slope-intercept form. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. Negative 3y equals negative 2x plus 4, then divide by -3, divide by -3, divide by -3. But this becomes positive 2/3 is the slope. Whatever's multiplying x is the slope in slope-intercept form. That's it. Done. Number 7. For what values of x is this and this undefined? 0 and 1. That's it. Because 0 makes, anytime you divide by 0, it's undefined. So x equals 0, that would happen there. And when x equals 1, this is dividing by 0. So 1 and 0. Susan has 4 times as many rocks as seashells. If the combined number of Susan's rocks and seashells, 4 times as many rocks as seashells. So 4 times the number of seashells equals the number of rocks, right? And then it says, if the combined number of Susan's rocks and seashells is 120, trying to find, so then let's plug in 4s for r and solve for s, right? Because I already said r equals 4s. So r plus 4s equals 120. 5s equals 120. Divide both sides by 5, divide both sides by 5. It's like dividing by 10 and doubling, so it's 24. So she's got 24 seashells. and 96 rocks. What is the circumference of a circle with an area of 9? Area is 9 pi. No, I didn't need to draw that. 9 pi equals pi r squared. That's the formula for a circle area. So then that means radius squared equals 9. That means radius equals 3. So to get the circumference, we do 2 pi r. 2 pi times 3 is the radius, so it's 6 pi. And then they want an approximation. So let's do 6 times pi is 18.85. 18.8. For which of the following values of x is 4 minus x is positive? This makes it 0. 5 would be positive and negative. Nope. 3 would be negative and negative. Yep. Negative times a negative is a positive. 0 would be negative times positive. Nope. Negative 4 would be positive times negative. That's a negative. Done. Just made sure. 11. In the figure above, AB is parallel to DE. So let's mark that. AB is parallel to DE. Which of the following must be true about ABC? Oops. About these two triangles. Okay, first of all, if they're parallel, that means this is a transversal, so these two angles are congruent. That means these two angles are congruent. These are both alternate interior angles. And of course, these are congruent, not that it matters, because we've already proven that the triangles are similar by by angle. We only need two angles. That's it. Triangles are similar. Oh no, what else? They're not congruent. They're not, I don't know if they're isosceles. We don't know about the measures of the area, so yeah. 5 points A, B, C, D, E, line a line in that order. Let's draw it out. 5 points, line a line. A, B, C, D, and E. AD equals 15. BE equals 13. And DE equals 4. That's this little guy in here. Then AB equals, okay, let's see. This whole thing is obviously 19. Oh, and then we subtract 13, and it's 6, right? 6 plus 13 is the same as 5 plus 14 plus 5. See, when you have the drawing, it's easy. AB equals 6. If you don't have the drawing, I have no idea if anybody could solve it without a drawing. Probably, but not me. 13. If the ordered pairs are blank and blank, if the ordered pairs are equal, okay, let's set them equal to each other. So that means, first of all, x minus 8 equals 2x plus 5. Y over 3 plus 1 equals 2, right? The y's equal each other and the x's equal each other. That's all I did. Now let's solve y over 3 equals 1. Subtract 1 from both sides. Multiply by 3. Y equals 3. That's easier. So this is out, and this is out. And then let's subtract x from both sides. We get negative 8 equals x plus 5. Subtract 5. We get x equals negative 13. Boom, yeah. Okay, next, if t is a negative number, which of the following must be a positive number? This one, because it would make it positive, so yes. This one is definitely negative. This one could be either or, depending on what it's negative 6, it's negative, negative 4, it's positive. This one is definitely negative. This one is negative. Following must be positive, yeah. The sequences above starts with 0, number increases by squares of consecutive integers. Increases by 1, 4, 9. Right, let's make that clear. 4, 9. Next is going up by 16. Next would go up by 25. It's 55. Boom. Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they want the sixth number, 6. It's 55. Because, so you're going up 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared. That's it. Next, 16. If y equals that, 2 is that, 3 is that, what is the value of y minus x in terms of a? So y minus x is the same as 4x minus x, right? Because y equals 4x, which is the same as 3x. Then we'll go down the line. If x equals 2z, then 3x multiplied both sides by 3 is 6z. And then z equals 3a. So then 6z equals 6 times that, which is 18a. And there it is. All right, next. If x is a real number such that that's less than 5, which of the following cannot be true? No, that could be true. Could be 2. Absolute value of x. No, that of course could be true. This is saying x. This is saying. Oh. It's this one. It cannot be true, because it's less than 5. So if this equals the square root of 5, then that squared would equal square root of 5, and it wouldn't be less than. It would equal 5. It wouldn't be less than 5. But let's check this out. Yeah, we already said it could be 2. This is definitely could be true, because if x is 2, 1/2 is less than 3. And if x is 2, this would be 6, 8 is greater than 2. Yeah, it's B. If f(x) equals that and g of x, what is the value of f of 4? Okay, so first let's solve f of 4, and then we'll deal with g of 4. Okay, this is a calculator one. So it's 4 would go in for x here, so it's 2.4 times 4 times 4 is 16, minus 8 times 4, plus 5.1. That's f of 4, and then g of 4 squared is 3.1 times 4 minus 11, and then that whole thing squared. And then we just add these together. So 2.4 times 16 plus minus 32 plus 5.1 minus 32 plus 5.1 equals 11.5. Just got to make sure we're really good on the calculator here. And then this is 3.1 times 4. I can do that in my head. 12.4 minus 11 is 1.4. Squared is 1.96, I believe. Let's double check. 1.4 squared. And then that plus 11.5. 13.46. Yeah. All right, I'm pretty confident in that. Okay, 19. In the xy plane, what is the x-coordinate of the vertex of the graph? This. Okay, so we want the x-coordinate of the vertex. The fastest way to do this is to do negative b, which is 3. This is a, b, c. Vertex is negative b over 2a, which is 2 times negative 6. Oops, what am I doing? Which is negative 3 over negative 12, which is 0.25, positive. If a and b are positive and a is greater than b, which of the following must be true? This must be true, right? Because if they're both positive, like let's choose a number. This would be 5 and this would be 4. 5 is greater than negative 4. Negative 5 is not greater than 4. Negative 5 is less than negative 4. That's also true. So 1 and 3. Pick numbers in those cases, much easier. A farmer used 204 feet of fencing to enclose a garden in the shape of a rectangle. If the length of the garden is twice the width, so that's the width, that's the length. What is the width of the garden? Okay, so we'd make an equation out, w plus 2w, that's these two lengths, and then double that to get the perimeter equals 204. Divide both sides by 2, w plus 2w equals 102. That's 3w equals 102. Divide by 3, w equals 34. 34. Then the width is 78. Yeah, that's 102. Or length is 78. Okay. Next, which of the lines in the figure above is the result of reflecting line L over the y-axis? All right, so this is line L. I'm going to highlight it so you can see what I'm doing here. Let's do it in blue. This is line L. So if we reflect it across the y-axis, it's literally going to flip this way. And that's it. It's line P. Test scores. The stem and leaf plot above shows the scores for 11 students on a driver education test. What is the median of these 11 scores? Median. I remember I misread this last time. It was asking for mode, not median. Okay, so median. So we go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 84. That is the median. It's the middle value. That is it. Number 24, the number x is 15 less than the number y. So 15 less than the number y is x. The sum of 3x and 2y is 80. What is the value of x plus y? Let's do a little substitution. Wait, hold on. Yeah. So we got a system of equations, and actually I'm going to substitute in y minus 15 for x. So 3 times y minus 15 plus 2y equals 80. Minus 45 plus 2y equals 80. 5y equals, and add 45 to both sides is 125. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. Y equals 25. Y equals 25. X equals 10. So 10 plus 25 is 35. Which of the following integers can be used to show that the statement above is false? All integers that are factors of 18 are also factors of 24. 9. Da-da-da. 9 is a factor of 18, and it's not a factor of 24. That's it. All integers that are factors of 18 are also factors. Last semester, the mean of the amount spent by 5 students on textbooks was $375. 4 of the students spent $300 or less. What is the least amount the 5th student could have spent? Wait, this is weird. 4 of the students spent $300 or less. Okay, so we're assuming they all spent $300, so that's $1,200 plus x divided by 5 equals $375. Yeah, because this is the least he could have spent if they all spent $300. I got it now. So then it's 1,200 plus x equals 5 times that, which is 1,500. Hold on. 5 times 375 equals 1,875. Subtract 1,200. X equals 675. Done. For what value? Hold on. Does that make sense? 375 plus, yeah, it makes sense. For what value of k does the equation this have equal roots? Oh, where it's 9. It would only have equal roots if it's, or basically they're saying a double root is if this is a perfect square. And the way we make a perfect square is we take half of b and square it. Half of 6 is 3, squared is 9. And that's it. So that makes sense. Right? I think that's what they mean, a double root, I guess. Okay. A bottle of 500 cubic centimeters of fluid contains 125 units of medication. A patient needs 8 units of medication per hour. 8 per hour. Got it. All right. So 125 units in 500 cubes, and we need 8 units in how many, and then we cross multiply. This reduces to 1/4, then x equals 32. That makes sense, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Oops. In ABC above, BAC is a right angle. Boom, boom. If x equals 40, this would be then 50, right? Because see that? 40, 50, 90, 180. What is the value of y? And then this is 50, this is 90, y is also 40. Because in this little triangle, they all have to add up to 180 as well. So that has to be 40, 50, 90, 180. The rate at which crickets chirp depends on the temperature. If C equals that, where C is the number of chirps every 15 seconds, T is the temperature. When the number of chirps is 40. Got it. So C is every 15 seconds. So we got to multiply it by 4. Or no, wait. No, let's do this. What is the temperature when this is 40 per minute, which is 10 per 15 seconds, right? We divide a minute to get 15 seconds, we divide by 4, so we divide that by 4. So we plug in 10 for chirps equals T minus 40, and then we add 40 to both sides, and we get T equals 50. I think I did that right. It's a little tricky. 80 is the one that people will probably answer incorrectly because they don't do the conversion. And that's it. Okay. Halfway done. And we've only burned 20 minutes. It's only a third of the time. More than halfway done, actually. But not really, because now the difficulty is going to increase, so these will take longer. The figure above shows an XY plane. The graph of the line not shown, where M is negative and B is positive. So it's going to have a y-intercept up here and a negative slope like this or something. The graph of the line not shown contains points in which of the following quadrants? Okay, I just did it. It's got to be 2, 1, 2, 4. Hold on. Is there any other way? Yeah, that's it. B is positive, slope is negative. Done. If A, B, and C are the lengths of the sides of a triangle, which of the following must be true? Oh, I know what this rule is. A squared. This doesn't have to be true. This is for Pythagorean's theorem. This it's this. You can't have any sum of any two sides be greater than the third. That would be like something being this is 4, this is 7, or let's say, and then this is like 6. I'm just saying it would never reach. So A plus B always has to be less than the third side. I mean, A plus B always has to be greater than the third side. It can't be less than the third. Wait. No. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, no. I messed up. Hold on. A plus B must be greater than the third side. So that's okay. It can't be. That's what it is. I'm sorry. C can't be greater than it. So if this is like, I messed that up. If this is 13, it's not going to work. Because even if we stretch 4 out like that and 7 out like that, it would only go up to 11 at the max. So that's right. That's a rule. C has to be less than the sum of the other two. Which of the following is a polynomial function? What? No. Oh, I can't remember the definition. I think oh, this is like a definitional thing and I can't remember. It's either B or E. I'm feeling like it's B. Polynomial means multiple terms. Like technically a monomial should be a polynomial. But there's other rules. Like I can't remember if you're not allowed to have a negative exponent. The problem is, if it's just that, this doesn't have a negative. Like these all have negative. This and this and this all have negative exponents, but this one doesn't. So it's like, if this one is right, can you not have roots? All right, I can't remember the definition. Poly, many, nomial. I'm going to go with B. This is the other one. It's either B or E. I know that. I can't remember. Okay, we'll see. What is the surface area in square of a cube with volume of... So again, if it's a cube, all the sides are equal, right? So they're all x. So x cubed equals 0.125. So we take the cubic root of that. And then it's x equals... I think it's 0.5. 0.5. Oops. 0.125, yeah. So it's 0.5, and then what's the surface area? So if this is 0.5, this is 0.5, so we take the area of one side. 0.5 times 0.5 is 0.25, and there's 6 of those sides. So 0.25 times 6 is 1.5, I believe. Yeah. All right, next is 35. The function f is given by blank in the xy plane. The graph of f is shifted horizontally 2 units to the left to produce the graph of function g, which is the following represents g. Okay, so 2 units to the left, we apply the change within here. And it's funny because you go to the left, you're thinking it's minus, but it's actually plus, like that. So it's this guy. Just made an Instagram post on that today, transformations. The distance to the furthest point on Earth's surface that a person can see in one direction out the window of an airplane can be approximated by this, where a is the altitude and k is the distance in kilometers. Okay, what is the distance in kilometers that a person can see from an altitude of, ooh, it's in kilometers. What is the distance? So they're both in kilometers. Hold on. K equals 35 times the square root of, in kilometers, that would just be 12.496. So square root of 12.496 equals that times 35. It's 123.72. 124. If f of 2 is greater than f of 3, which of the following could be a graph of y equals f of x? So here would be 2, here would be 3. So f of 2 is greater than f of 3. It's this one. Oh, it's 1, 2, 3. That one could be. This one could not, because here's f of 2, here's f of 3. F of 3 is bigger. This one could not also. It's a positive slope. It's 1 only. There we go. 38, if 2x plus 3 and g of x equals 8x plus 1, which of the following equals g of x? All right. So if we plug g of x in for this, we get 8x. Hold on. It's got to have a 4, x. It's one of these two. It's a. Because if I plug in, if g of x is 4x minus 2, I plug it in like this. Then I distribute, then I get 8x minus 4 plus 1. Then I get 8x minus 1, which is what we have here. So it is 4x minus 2. 39, a right circular cylindrical solid has a height of 10 and a base diameter of... Okay, it's my best cylinder that I'm going to do. Whatever. Okay, so it has a height of 10 and a diameter of 6, which means a radius of 3. Just put the radius in. Rectangular solid has a height of 10 also, and a square base of 6. So this is 6, this is 6. The volume of the rectangular solid is how many times the volume of the cylinder? All right, so the volume of the cylinder is pi r squared, which is 3 squared times height. The volume of this guy is 6 times 6 times length times width times height, 360. So 90 pi. So 90 pi times x equals 360. Trying to figure out how many times greater this is than this. So then we divide 360 by 90 pi. $1.27. Yeah. That's it, right? Yeah, that makes sense because it's definitely bigger. Okay, in the figure above, two people on level ground at points A and B are observing a hot air balloon from angles of elevation 80 and 75. The respectively means that A comes first, B comes second. That means this angle up here is 155. Oh, it does not look like 80 and 75, but that's okay. Is 155, 25. Right? The height of the balloon is 200. How far apart are the two people? Okay. Probably didn't need that angle up there. We probably instead don't need anything. We can use trig. So now we need to say how far apart are the two people. So this distance and this distance are what we need to solve for. We know that's 200. So we're going to be using tangent in both cases. So we'd say tangent of 75 equals opposite over adjacent. Let's call this x. And then this one is tangent of 80 equals opposite over adjacent. So then isolate y, multiply by y divided by tangent of 8. Y equals 200 over tangent of 80. Same thing here, x equals 200 over tangent of 75. So 200 divided by, make sure you're in degrees, tangent of 80 equals that plus 200 divided by tangent of 75 equals 88.85, 89 feet. In a circle with center O, the length of radius is OB. Always going to draw it out. I don't care what it is. The radius is 5. If the length of chord C is 8, and if CD, hold on, O, this is OB, and the length of chord is 8, and if CD is perpendicular to OB, so we go like this. Let's draw it out real nice. Boom. And then this is CD, and this length is 8. These are perpendicular. Then OCD, let's make a little triangle. And then if this is perpendicular, it's actually going to be a perpendicular bisector. We do know that. I can't remember which theorem, but it's basically if a radius is ever perpendicular to a chord, it bisects it. It's a perpendicular bisector. So I know this is 4. This is not 5. 5 is the entire radius. And wait, how do we figure this out? Hold on. Oh, yeah, this is the radius. This is 5. So this is 4. This is 5. Then sine of OCD, sine of this is opposite over hypotenuse. So it's this must be 3. It's a 3, 4, 5 right triangle. Or we could use Pythagorean's theorem. It doesn't matter. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse, 3 over 5. Boom. This is these two are impossible. Sine's always going to be less than 1. Okay. Next, United States population. The graph above shows the age and gender distributions of the United States population in 2000. In which of the following time periods was the greatest number of individuals in this population born? It looks like 40. It looks like this group, right? 40 through 44. Definitely. Which is people born in 56 through 60. Because if this was taken in 2000, then the 44-year-olds would be 2000 then, and 40-year-olds would be, in 2000 would be 40, 1960. So that's it. Just kind of reading the graph and making sure I interpreted that right, I guess. I think I did. All right, next, let's go to 43. Figure above AD is a diameter and AE bisects radius. Wait. AE bisects. Those two are equal. What is the value And 5x. All right. Oof, oof, oof. Oh, it's congruent. These two angles are x and that angle. It's an isosceles because those are both radii. That's good. Hold on. What? I want to say E, but it's normally never E. I mean, it can be sometimes. Hold on, let's think about this. So I know it's isosceles, and I know this is right. 180. This equals this plus this. That's cool. And then figure above. AD is a diameter. Bisects radius BC. Perpendicular bisector. The value of x. Hold on. Does it have to be something? Because this could extend out like that, right? It doesn't matter. And then this could still be down there, but it wouldn't bisect it. So the limitation is that it's bisecting it. It's bisecting the radius. No, I think this is solvable. I have a feeling this is solvable. Let's see. It's not going to be 60. It's not going to be 45. Because if these two are 45, this would be 90. 60, this would be only 60. It would be like an equilateral triangle, which I don't think is what it is. Okay, hold on, let's see. 30, 30, this would be 120. Then that would be 60, and that would be 30. It's a 30, 60. I figured it out. Look, it's a third. Okay, the smallest side is half of this. This is half the radius. This is the radius. And then this is, so that means this is a 30, 60, 90. That's 60. This is 120. These must be 30 and 30. Oh, dang. That was really hard. Which of the following is equal to 1 minus sine squared 40 for all possible values? For theta, for all possible values of theta. This one, very simple, because the 1 is the same as sine squared plus cosine squared, and then minus sine squared, whatever, 4 theta, whatever the theta is, it doesn't matter. Sine and sine cancel out, and it's just cosine of that value. Boom, that's just knowing that identity. A sphere has a radius of 6 inches. And what is the radius in inches of the circle formed by the intersection of the sphere and a plane 3 inches from the sphere's center? Wow. These are getting kind of hard. Okay, so there's a radius of 6. And then they're saying basically it would be like here. Be like cutting across there. Like assume that's cutting it in half. This is 3. This is 3. And then what is the radius of the circle? It'd basically be this length right here, right? This would be the radius because you see the circle would be like all the way there. So we're going to have to make a little triangle, 3, and we already know that radius is 6. So if I know this is 3, this is 6, this becomes 3 squared plus x squared, Pythagorean theorem, equals 6 squared. 9 plus x squared equals 36. X squared equals subtract 9 equals 27. And square root of 27. X equals, that becomes 3 red 3. Because it's 3 times 9 square root of 9 is 3. 3 red 3. Ooh, they don't have it as an answer. What is the radius? Oh, square root of 27. Boom. They didn't reduce it. Yeah. Okay, next we've got 46. What is the area in square units of a square? In square units of a square whose diagonal is 1 unit longer than the length of a side. So that's the thing. Wait a minute. What? Oh, I know. And then in any square, this side is also x root 2. So they're saying x root 2 equals x plus 1. Let's subtract x from both sides. So it's x root 2 minus x equals 1. Factor out the x. X times root 2 minus 1 equals 1. Divide by root 2 minus 1. Divide by root 2 minus 1. 1 over root. So root 2 minus 1 equals that. And then 1 divided by that. Second answer is that. So that's the side length, 2.414. X equals 2.414. I assume that times square root of 2 is 3.414. I assume. But it doesn't matter because now we have the side length and they want the area. So we take this and we square it. 2.414 squared is 5.828. I think that's right. I'm not going to double check it. I would on the real test. I would do it again. Make sure all those numbers work out. I would say, actually, let's do it. Whatever. 2.414. 4 times square root of 2 equals 3.414 about. So see that's right. Okay, next, 5x minus 8 equals this, and x. What is the ratio of x to y? Okay, this is pretty basic. We're just going to combine the x's and the y's. 5x equals, add y to both sides, 9y plus 12x. Subtract 12x from both sides, 7x. Oops, negative 7x equals 9y. And they want the ratio of x to y, so I'm going to get x over y. So I got negative 7x over y equals 9. Then divide by negative 7. Divide by negative 7. Then x to y is 9 over negative 7. And 9 divided by negative 7 is negative 1.286. 1.29. Ratio of x to y. Yeah, so we put x over y when they want x to y, and that's it. Okay, 3 problems left. 48. In the figure above, D is the midpoint of side AC, meaning this and this are equal. And E is the midpoint of side B. That means this and this are equal. Always marking up the diagram. If the area of ABC is 24, the whole thing is 24, what is the area of ADE? Think about this. ABC. Okay. This is wait. Oh. This is half of this. I know that. That doesn't help me. Hold on. 2x. I'll just call this x for now. If this is 2x, this is x, right? ADE. Hold on. So let's think here for a second. The area of AB of the whole thing is 24. It's definitely not half. It's definitely not 12, because that would be exactly half. It looks way less than half. And how can I get some values for this? Let's see. Of ADE, that shaded region. If I draw, let's see, no. Draw triangle. So that is double. Those side lengths are double. everything, that's 2 times that guy. So that means the area of this triangle is 1/4 of the big one. So that's 1/4 gone. That means this bottom one is 3/4. So it's, I'm just gonna try and do this visually. Hold on. Whoa. Wait a minute. Look what I just did. This is crazy. So this is, I said this was 1/4. So this is 6. This looks like the same as this. So this is also 6. That means this is 12 left. And I basically split it in half. So this is 6 and 6. So I think ADE is 6. I have not really sure if that's true. Like, it looks really cool the way that worked out. I feel like that actually makes a lot of sense. And I'm just going to go with it. I got a ton of time left. I could really think about it, but I'm not really sure what else to do other than take a visual approach like that. And let's see if it's right. Each year, Lewis and Patricia share the annual income from an investment so that Lewis gets 3/5 as much as Patricia. If D represents the annual income from their investment, which of the following is an expression for Lewis's share? So then it's P plus 3/5 P equals D. So then this is, you could say 5/5. So then they've got 8/5 total equals D. And then Patricia's share would be 5/8 D. So it's obviously 3/8 D is Lewis's share. How does that make sense? She gets 3/5 as much as Patricia. I think that makes sense, right? So they're getting a total. You say they're getting a total of 8/5. So she's getting 5/8. Let's just use concrete numbers to make sure this is like 0.6, right? So she gets $100, he gets 60, and the total is 160. And then he's getting 60 out of 160, which is 6 out of 16, which is 3 out of 8. Yeah, all right, I feel good about that. 50. The function f is defined by blank of the following, which best describes the range of f? So 0 through 7. You could graph this because you'll have a graphing calculator. That being said, I'm going to plug in 0, and it's 5. Let's plug in some numbers. Because these functions are supposed to go like this. So it's going up the whole time. So the 0 theoretically should be the lowest value, and it's between C and D. And I could probably plug in 7. I think I'm allowed to graph this on like a graphing calculator. I'm pretty positive because they allow that. But let's just try not to do that maybe. No, let's try it. Yeah, no, you know what? That's what you no, these numbers get messy. Okay. So x cubed x squared, x cubed minus 11x squared plus 30x plus 5. And again, the range, it does dip back down. That's interesting. So look, 7 wouldn't be the highest value, but 5 isn't the lowest value either. Whoa. Okay, so it's a good thing I graphed this. So the lowest value occurs here at 3.622. It's got to be B again. And then the highest value occurs, because we're going from 0, because 0.5 is there, but this dips below. and then the greatest value up to 10. Let's make sure we got x equals 7, x equals 0. So it's within that range. So here's the lowest, and the highest would be this, which is 29 point something. Yeah, it feels good. Okay, that's it. Now, if this were the real test and I was taking it for real, of course, I'd be going back and checking my work, which you should definitely do. I'm not going to do that because I'm just going to check it, see what we got, and anything that I got wrong, I will go over. Alrighty, let's see what we've got here. See how people are doing. On time, always on time. I'm gonna take the next week, but then when it comes time for the week of the SAT, I'm gonna be blasting through Dr. Chung's every day for 7 days. Okay, we've got BDDEC, BDDEC. Then I've got CDBDA, CDBD. 10 I got wrong? Are you kidding me? It is A. What did I... No. Of course it's A. I don't know what I did there. Because 3 gives me a positive times a negative. That's negative. 5 gives me a negative times a negative, which is positive. Oh, silly mistake. Silly mistake. All right. 11, ACBAC. ACBA. I can't believe I got that one wrong. That's insane. Okay. Hope that's a teachable moment and a lesson. Take your time. All right. 17 is, 16 is DBBCE. DBCE. 21 is ACCDD. ACCDD. 26 is CEEAC. Oh no. Of course it's -9. Now I'm realizing why. K, this has to be x squared plus 6x plus 9, not -9. You see? So the -9 and the negative's already there. That would cancel out into a positive. Oof, all right. So already 2 wrong where I was not expecting any wrong yet. So that's a bummer. So let's see how the rest go. EAC. All right. EAC. All right. All right, next we've got 31. DEEDE. DE. Are you kidding me? Oh, this is the one that I was contemplating. So it was E. I was wrong. So I think I'll mark it wrong. Sorry, I did technically get it wrong. I think the rule is that you can't have negative exponents, or you probably can't have radicals to be a polynomial. That's the deal. I just couldn't remember, so that's probably why E is a polynomial. That was the one that I was not sure about. Okay, 34 is D. So now I gotten 3 wrong. 35. E, and then E, C, A, B, C. E, C, A, B, C. 41 is A, C, B, E, C. That's pretty good. That one was a tricky one, but I knew I got that right, or I felt confident I got that right. And then the last 5, these were tough. D, A, B, B, B. Dab. B, B. The last one, B. Yes. Okay. So I made some silly mistakes there. I got 3 wrong. Let's just see what the curve is, just out of curiosity. Oops. Where is it? All right, so I think it's like 47 minus 1.5. No. 47 minus 0.25 times 3, which is 0.75. So it's 46.25 would be my raw score. I don't even think that's an 800. Let me see. Where's the curve for this one? Oh, here it is. I skipped it. No. Yeah. That would be, I don't know if they round up, but 46.25. This one you had to get only, you could only get, you couldn't even really get one wrong. Because if you got one wrong but you marked it wrong, you get a 48.75. So it goes a really tight curve on this. So then you would drop to a 790. So my score, I guess, depending on if they round up or not, I don't know. They probably round down. So it's either 770 or 780. Oh man. So I'd say that one I was kind of expecting to get wrong, but I didn't know. Those other two, that was just real silly. Did all the work, knew it had to be 9, but should have known it was -9. So there you go. Yeah, I agree with you. This is kind of a tricky test. It's funny because when I take the math level 2, I would be getting a couple wrong, but every time I was taking it, my scores was well in the 800 range, right? So that's kind of an interesting thing. Me, if I were to go back in time as a student, no question asked, I did take math level 2, I think, when I was a student, but I would no questions asked take math level 2 again. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please click that like button. It really helps out the channel tremendously when you do that. And if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe to the Scalar Learning channel. We got tons of math test prep all the time, every week. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.